It is time for a chat with Pat. Pat, what do you have on tap for us today?
Oh, today one of my favorite people, Michael Pakaluk. He's got his PhD in philosophy from Harvard University, a professor at Catholic University of America. He's an authority on Aristotelian ethics. He has lots of books, but we have a little bit of time, so we're talking about his new one called The Shock of Holiness. It is a great book. Michael, welcome to the show.
Hey, Pat. So nice to be on your show. Happy Friday and good morning.
Yeah, and to let the audience know right off the bat, first week of October, you can listen to The Virtuous Life and you get a full hour with Michael on this book. It is an amazing book. So, Michael, tell us a little bit about this book and how it came to be.
Well, it's a collection of my best essays. I'm kind of known as a Catholic essayist, and a good number of them are probably worth keeping and sharing with others. And so Ignatius Press agreed, and they put together this tremendous, it's so beautifully produced, so beautifully printed, the cover's gorgeous, of my essays. And already one reviewer said it reminded him of Chesterton, and that's pretty much the highest compliment I can get, so I'm pretty happy with that.
No kidding. And they're right. I mean, you are, I think, kind of the Chesterton of our times. And I know you're a humble man, so it won't go to your head. So tell me, what is your, I mean, this is 50 essays, right? And you kind of put it around 5 topics. Did you choose your topics first, or did the people that kind of helped you look at these essays, did you kind of say the ones people liked fell into certain topics? How'd you go about that?
Well, I've written hundreds of essays, and I sent them out to friends and asked them to pick out the ones they thought were real keepers. And then I just kind of took the intersection of what they said and my own sense from fan mail and correspondence and just what I liked and what I thought was a discovery, because I try to discover things in my essays. And yeah, that's how it came about. And, you know, of course, some things are pretty obvious, like sex and marriage. Right. It's something that everybody's thinking about. And, the saints, which is the Shock of Holiness, that's the book gets its title from the section on the saints. Well, we need the shot in the arm that comes from reflecting on the lives of saints.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really, do you have a favorite essay in this book?
There are so many ones that I really like.
I know.
Maybe, the Lord of Substance, I think, is really good because it's a question that asks, why did Jesus walk on water in between when he fed the 5,000 and gave his Eucharistic discourses? What was he trying to tell us with this deliberate walking on water? And as far as I know, no one has really posed that question, and I think the answer I gave is a pretty good one. And there's one that's called Thanks Within Thanks, and my daughters love it because it's about the 4 aspects of gratitude that we have, say, when a mom is putting a Thanksgiving dinner on the table, and it melds together Thomas Aquinas's teaching on gratitude, the virtue of gratitude, with everyday insights about what a mom is doing. So I think that kind of union of contemplative truth and ordinary life is what really recommends the volume.
Oh yeah, and I agree with you. The Lord of Substance is one of my favorites too. But I want to tell the audience, this is first of all a great book. I mean, if you can, go to Ignatius Press, order it. It's wonderful. But the thing I like about it, in busy lives, a lot of times people say, well, I just don't have an hour to sit down and read. These are little essays, 3 or 4 pages. But you could read it in the morning and just chew on it all day long. And I love that about this book. In fact, Michael, I shared The Lord of Substance with my niece last night, and I shared the one on Mary and how it just came to light when you talked about the cells of the child when a woman carries a child pass through the placenta and into the body of the mother and stay there.
Yes.
And then drew that to the Assumption. That was, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, right?
And
They're truths, and they belong to us, and they make our lives so rich.
And I think, she said, oh, yeah, I had heard about that in regards to, women who have abortions, that those children are still with them. She said, but I never applied it to Mary. And I said, that's the beauty of this guy. I said, he thinks about these things. Well, Michael, can you just share a little bit about the Lord of Substance? Because I think that's great. You laid out the thing about the Lord walking on water. I think it gives them a taste of what's in this book.
Well, it's that logically and theologically, any being who can create a single thing can create anything, because creative power is infinite and belongs only to God. So the first time Jesus healed a leper and made him clean, instantaneously his disciples ought to have concluded, well, he's God and he can do anything. But, in fact, they needed to see the blind made to see, and the deaf to hear, and the lame to walk. Go through all of those categories of healing to prove his power. And something similar with regard to substance itself. Like you could say, does God have power over substance as a substance? Mm-hmm. And what you would mean by that is, does he have the ability to change a substance instantaneously to another one? And how about this? Does he have the power to change a substance instantaneously and keep it looking the same as the other substance? Mm-hmm. Well, that's what you'd want to show if you wanted to say, when he says, this is my body, he's actually changed the substance of the bread. And that's what happens when someone walks on water, because in the ancient world, there were just 4 substances: air, earth, fire, and water. And, you could say, well, which of those can you actually walk on? You can't really walk on air. People would think you were suspended in air. You can't walk on fire. They'd actually be gawking at the fact that you weren't burning up. Mm-hmm. Of course, we walk on earth all the time. But if you walk on water, and it keeps the appearance of water, it really looks like you're walking on water. And it's behaving in its essence like earth. It's solid. You've proved that you can change one of these fundamental substances into the other in its essence and have the appearance the same. It makes sense that he would walk on water to prove that he can. The doctrine of transubstantiation, Protestants say, well, where's this in the Bible? Oh, there it is. There it is on the Bible where he walks on water.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. I love that insight. And I do want to say that, let the audience know that the section that is called the Shock of Holiness is on numerous different saints. And you have just, how did you choose the ones that you have in here? Because they're amazing.
I mean, that's probably all of them that I've written on over time. It's the ones that I personally find compelling. And I do find that my interests track well with others. Like, if I find something fascinating and new, I'm pretty well read, and I understand, I think, what most people know. So if I find something interesting and compelling, then it's likely that others will find it the same.
Oh, Michael, thank you so much. And I really encourage people the first week of October, listen to The Virtuous Life and able to hear a whole hour with Michael. Thanks, and have a great weekend ahead, Michael.
Thanks, Pat. So great to talk with you. Bye-bye.